preacher, I'm not a teacher, and I'm not a spokesman. Okay? I'm a plain old country boy who happened to be a member of the NAACP, who happened to have had some experience with the Department of Transportation, who happened to believe that Mr. Bozeman just said $6 million, $6 billion, but in reality, we're not talking about $6 billion, folks. We're not talking about $6 billion. If that thing passes, we're talking about $6 billion for the 10 metropolitan area. Right. And we're talking about another $8 to $10 billion in the whole state of Georgia. And we're talking about another $20 billion from the federal government. Now, if you read the paper, the mayor just announced that he went to Washington and they put $2 billion into the kitty for the transportation for Georgia. So they're going to get $2 billion for the next 10 years. If the Republicans act halfway right, they're going to get it. Even if they don't act right, they're going to get it. So we're talking about $2 billion a year coming from the federal government, plus the $8.7 billion that we're going to raise here in the 10-county area, plus the other $10 billion that's over statewide. And let me tell you that. Minority business, black business, over the past 10 years, has gotten less than 3% of all that money. And this $8 billion they're talking about, the only reason they got that 2% was because that was a federal program, DBE program, that said you got to spend at least 10% with minorities. So they have finagled the system so that 2.4% of it went to black business. No, I take that back. 2.4% went to all minority business. That Asian, Hispanic, black, you name it, all minority. 2.4%. Okay? The other 8% of that, the other 7.6% of that went to white females. Okay? Now we talking about all that money, and the only reason we got that because it was a DBE program. And this part of money, there is nothing in there that's going to assure you don't get a penny. And let me tell you, my experience is that if it's not in the law, even if it's in the law, you can't get it. But if it's not in the law, you don't stand no law chance of getting anything. So that's the real facts of it, and that's how bad it is. The other thing that I want to share with you is that about 10 months ago, our president told Congress we want to cut the tax loophole for major corporations. We want to close the tax loophole for big oil companies. We want to tax the wealthiest of America and put it in an infrastructure package, which will be assembly. That's going to address these same problems that we're talking about the rest of the night. They said no. They said no, they won't create any jobs. But they're going to come home here and ask the middle class and the poor folks to pay 2 pennies and to create jobs. Wait a minute. He wanted to take some money from the major corporation and the big oil company and the wealthiest of America and do the same thing you talking about us doing. How our penny going to create jobs and that penny wouldn't create jobs? And give it to you, Mr. Republican, you're going to create jobs for me when you wouldn't take no money from those folks to create no jobs. It doesn't make sense. And anybody that says that is good for us, got to be out of their mind. If you can add or subtract, it got to be out of your mind. Even anybody. So that's my little 2